Good morning, everybody. Got your coffee? I got mine. So listen, before I talk about what I want to talk about today, I want to say thank you to Stephanie for sending me a little coffee money. A little love in a cup is one of my other followers described it. And I think I like that term, love in a cup. I got a cousin named Stephanie, and we look actually a lot alike. And when my grandmother, in her last year, she got dementia, she got sick with dementia. And whenever I would come to visit her, she would always say, "Hey, Stephanie." And I would gently try to correct her. And I did that repeatedly. And at the end, I was just like, I'm going to just be Stephanie, God bless her dear heart. May she rest in eternal loving peace because she deserves it. Underappreciated her whole life. Died poor, worked hard, and undervalued like most black women. Speaking of women, this is what I want to talk about today. I mostly want to talk to the men today. I guess this video is mostly for men. And, everybody is welcome to pull up a seat, but men, make room for them up front, because I want to talk to you. Your auntie want to talk to you all. And let me tell you something. When you all complain about women nagging you all, that is not something. What you see as complaining and what you see as nagging is actually love. It is. And you don't see it for what it is. It's love and a few other things. Because what women are trying to do in a relationship, when we are nagging, and let me just say this first. When we are nagging, and it sounds like nagging because it sounds like we keep saying the same thing over and over again, that's because we have to keep communicating the same thing over and over to you again because you're not respecting it the first time we said it. And so it has to get said again, and then it has to get said again and repeatedly. And then it comes off like nagging, when what we're really trying to do is draw clear boundaries in the relationship and teach you how to love us, value us, and respect us. One of the biggest mistakes that men make in relationships with women is that you all want to love us the way that you want to love us instead of the way that we want to be loved, the way we need it. We need to be loved. And when a woman is constantly talking to you, constantly nagging you, that is just us trying to communicate what our needs are, what we need from you in order to stay in the relationship and keep the relationship maintained. And oftentimes, women are doing all the maintaining, most of the maintaining. And that's just the emotional labor that it takes to keep relationships going and growing and thriving. It's mostly on the woman. And because of patriarchy and caste, you all just will not evolve from that. We're trying to help you evolve. And we're trying to help you be better. And so when we say to you things like, could you not leave a wet towel on the floor? Or would you not leave your dirty socks? Would you put them in the hamper? Or would you please go out and cut the grass? And you say, okay, I'm going to do it on such and such a day. And then you don't do it on that day. And then she said, I thought you said you were going to. And then instead of respecting her wishes or meeting her boundary, you all will lie about, respecting your boundary. You will, try to figure out ways around the boundary. And then eventually she does what it is you want her to do. She just goes on ahead and she just does the work or figures out a way to get the work done. And you all are not valuing, I'm sorry, I got a little distracted because I got a message just now. And you all are not valuing the boundary. And so because she loves you, and because she wants to stay in a relationship with you, she keeps trying to talk to you. She has sit-down conversations with you. She might yell. She might scream, because she's at her wit's end. Because she doesn't understand why it is that the person that she loves isn't loving her the way that she needs to be loved when she is clearly communicating how she needs to be loved. But y'all just see that as nagging. And so you dismiss it. And you don't respect what's being said. You don't respect her feelings. and you're not really respecting the relationship. And then after, depending on the woman, after years of this, whether you are in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship or husband-wife relationship, after years of this, you have clearly communicated by not respecting her boundaries, by not meeting her expectations, by not listening to what her needs are. She finally gets tired of talking because talking isn't helping. And so the nagging, it does stop. You wanted it to stop, it stops. The only thing is that the nagging doesn't stop and you just get your way. The nagging and the conversations have ended because she don't care no more. She don't care no more. She all talked out. She been talking to you for years. She done. And now, and let me tell you what that looks like. That looks like her not cooking your favorite meal no more because she don't give a fuck about what you want no more. That she may even start picking up your socks and your towels because she gonna have to do it anyway. So why argue about it? But she does it with more motivation this time, with more, because she knows that in her mind, she just figuring out a way to end it. She is emotionally checking out when she's not talking to you anymore. She done. That pedophile had it right when he said when a woman's fed up, there ain't nothing you can do about it. And then the next thing you know, you sitting across the couch, getting drunk with Shannon Sharp, lying about how it came out of nowhere. It didn't come out of nowhere. She been telling you what the issue is for years, and you just been ignoring it and writing it off and discounting it as nagging and arguing. When all you really had to do was listen and respect the boundary or the request. All you had to do was show some emotional intelligence for the fact that your partner was trying to communicate with you in a straightforward way what her boundaries are and what her issues in the relationship is. So if the house is yours, she just stacking up her bread, doing what she got to do. And then one day you gonna come home and she ain't gonna be there and her shit ain't gonna be there neither. And you just gonna be by yourself. I've done that once. I think I've told that story. I did that once. Got a whole new lease on an apartment with a pool and everything, honey. And lived my best life. Do you hear me? My best life. It was the best decision I ever made in my life to leave. My boundaries weren't being respected. And so, what else can I do? What else was there to do? That man was clearly communicating to me that he was not going to respect my boundaries. And so, yeah. Now, there are some women that no matter what the fuck you do to them, they're going to stay in their relationship for the sake of a man. These are the women that society has successfully conditioned to be doormats. Because that's what most men really want. Y'all really don't want a partner. Y'all want a doormat. Y'all want y'all doormat to, y'all want to get on top of her, hunch her a few times, whenever you want. You want her to cook. You want her to clean. You want her to raise your kids. You want her to do the laundry. And she got to do all this stuff after she clock out after 8 hours, just like you did. Some women are happy with that. Because society said that that's what you're good for. Pumping out babies and being a maid. And they bought into that. But a lot of us have not. A lot of us have not. And a lot of us will leave. But me and you all have been conditioned too. You have been conditioned by other men to believe that no matter what you do, the woman will stay in the relationship. So she basically just arguing with herself. And you not respecting it. And you out just doing whatever you want to do. But if the house is hers and it's going on, my suggestion is when she stops talking, you need to stack your bread. When she stops talking and stop arguing with you, it is time for you to save your money. Not go out and spend it willy-nilly. Because now you got all of this, you think that you're in this sweet spot where, okay, she not checking me. Excuse me. She not saying anything to me. It's not the sweet spot. It's the spot before you get kicked out on the street. That's where you at. That's where you at. She finna put you out. She trying to figure out a way to put you out and cause minimum damage to herself. Save your money. That is where you at when she stopped talking to you. When she stopped telling you to clean up, cut the grass, do this, do that, this, that, and the other. You have finally successfully convinced her that no matter what she says, you ain't going to do it. You ain't going to respect it. And so she has to be the grown-up. She has to be the one that practices emotional intelligence, and she's called it. She has checked out emotionally. She don't want your sex. She not cooking your favorite meals. She don't care if you see a doctor. She don't care how your day went. She don't care if your clothes is clean. They might be clean because she might need to do a load anyway. She ain't caring about your special moments, your successes, your failures. She ain't motivating you. She ain't talking to you. She is checked out. She finna get rid of you. And that's all I got to say about that. Yeah. And then, no, I guess I do have something else to say about it. And then when that happens, you know what y'all are great at doing? Y'all great at playing the victim and acting like she never communicated any of that to y'all. Y'all don't know where it came from. She just kicked you out for no reason. She gave you plenty of reasons. But you saw it as arguing and nagging and complaining. She gave you the reasons. She gave you the whys. In those comments, in those conversations, you got all the reasons why. She has chosen to stop the cycle, cut her losses, move on, because she realizes that you are too much work emotionally, mentally. And she would just rather invest that energy into herself now. And you are free to go tell Shannon Sharp all about it while enjoying a roaring fire and top shelf whiskey. If you'd like to support the platform, or just buy me a cup of coffee on this last day of the year, Happy New Year Eve. I'll leave my Cash App and Venmo down in the comments. Y'all have a great day. And I hope something I said helps someone be better. Because that's all a woman wants in her relationship. It's just for her man to continue to grow and be better like she's doing.